What is going on, guys and girls? It is GhostRobo, and we are back with another show. The Brits have been busy, but they have returned, and so the three of us are here to discuss all sorts of greatness. Joining me from his own personal train car is Oliver.
Howdy, partner.
You have been quite the traveler lately, heading off to Eurogamer and other places.
Yeah, pretty much just Eurogamer, but...
Well, you were also biking around, going to casinos, Mario Kart tournaments, Advanced Warfare sessions, all sorts of excitement.
We have a lot of bants to cover from the trips.
Sounds very good. How's your train car doing?
Train car's fine. I actually went on a train by myself for like the first time the other day. That sounds really weird since I'm like 19, but I hardly ever get on trains. But it wasn't my own train cart. It was this public train cart where we all get on it. So it wasn't just me driving.
Do they like dress the trains up for Christmas? Do they put like lights in the train car? Since everybody seems to be spending so much time in these godforsaken trains.
I have no idea because I haven't gone on Christmas. I definitely would if I owned like a train company.
Yeah, it would just be
like a reindeer going through. Yeah,
nice.
Can you imagine that? Like it was Santa's like sleigh going through the countryside.
Very, very cool. I would get aboard that train.
Presents.
And too busy for trains or Eurogamer is our other favorite British boy, Scott Game Riot.
Hello.
What have you been busy with?
I've been in some stuff with Xbox. I can't really speak about it yet. But,
playing games and working on videos.
Yeah.
My question...
I would say Leamington Spa. That's an interesting place.
Went where?
Very nice.
Leamington Spa. It's where Forza Horizon was made.
Oh.
It's about a 3-hour journey.
Like made as in where they like race stuff, or like where they actually made the game?
Made the game.
Oh. All right. Well, maybe it's where they make the cars. I don't know all your weird English
Don't be stupid.
places. It sounded like you said you went to the Lemon Spa, and I was like, all right, what is going on?
Just had a facial and pampering himself for the weekend.
Before we get to game talk, my question of the day for you guys is, so like Scott, you're working on a video for excessive hours, and like you guys both have girlfriends, so like what is the text message you send, or how does the conversation go when you're like way late for whatever you were supposed to be doing because you're finishing your dumb YouTube videos? Is there anger? Is there upset? Is everyone just cool with it?
I don't see my girlfriend as much as I probably should.
Aww.
Anyway, I've like set days that I see her, and she knows I'll see her then.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll have to.
So you're the smart person. You've got the work day. You've got the fun day.
Exactly.
I'm the dumb person who has like I will be done at 9, and then it's like 10:30. Like I'll be done at 10:45, and then it's 11:30, and be like, I'm done. Or
never set a time.
Or I do the even worse thing, which is, hey, I'm done, but really I have to like type out all the tags and make the thumbnail and edit the video, so I'm not paying attention at all. I'm done, but I'm not done.
You're not. Yeah, that's fine. As long as if you're on like a Skype call or something,
right?
Just make sure you turn off the video. Make sure your keyboard's quiet in the background, and you can carry on working. And as long as you go, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So
you'll always be in the right.
So your strategy is just don't set a time.
Never set a time. I say it's business.
Yeah. I'm very bad. Like with my girlfriend, I'm late for every time I think I'm going to be done at 8 p.m. I might as well just have said I'm done at 9:30. The GhostRobo clock just does not abide by the traditional 24-hour clock. It's clearly a different.
It's a slow ticking.
Yeah. The stuff just always takes longer than I think it will. You think after 4 years of doing YouTube, I would know what I'm doing, and I do know what I'm doing, but I don't know how long it's going to take apparently, or I don't know. Weird times. But besides that, games. And the one that I think everyone wants to hear about, and I want to hear about most of all. I mean, apparently Destiny is selling phenomenally, and people are super invested in Destiny. But before we get to our little Destiny DLC debacle, I want to hear from Oliver about the Call of Duties.
Sure. So I got my hands on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare for like a 4-hour recording session, which was longer than I expected, especially since I don't cover Call of Duty.
Yeah, shame on you. Should have sent me instead.
I was given like access to the booth, and I mean, I knew what I was doing because I've obviously played Call of Duty from a kid. I took days off school for that DLC release. It was like the hypest thing when Modern Warfare 2 came out. Like literally half the school was ill, and we were just playing the DLC. So I knew what I was doing. but the problem was I was taking on some real pros.
Okay.
So actual Call of Duty pros, like you had like Benny Central, you had Mr. Derek JD, you had Ali A, and we were all I was trying to be good, and I wasn't bad. But
you was average.
I was like average, but I mean, you know, I was third in the table, which I was pretty happy about. But as far as the game goes, I loved it.
Did you?
Absolutely. I really didn't like Ghosts.
Now, before you get to what makes this game good or not good, like I'm gonna say the Call of Duty titles, and you give me either a yes or a no to them. Okay?
Are we both gonna do this, or is it just either?
Well, have you?
Let's all give it a rating out of 10.
I played Advanced Warfare.
Okay, fine.
Twice.
You have?
Yeah.
Have you really?
Yeah.
What? How am I so out of the loop? The Ghost Clock needs to speed up and get on this Advanced Warfare.
At least twice, I think. At least like 2 sessions, like proper sessions.
Okay, so we'll start Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, like 10 out of 10. Best game I've played.
8 out of 10.
Okay, I gave it a thumbs up. I'm not going to go numerical because I'll get
thumbs up on
roasted. Black Ops 1.
9 out of 10.
I gave it a thumbs up as well. Modern Warfare 3.
No, 6 out of 10.
Yeah, thumbs down. That's the one where I was like...
He's going downhill now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Black Ops 2, though...
7.5 out of 10.
Really?
I'll get that thumbs up.
I love the multiplayer in Black Ops 2 so much. That was probably the most hours I put in Call of Duty.
I think Modern Warfare was the most I'd put mine into.
Yeah, definitely. Modern Warfare, I think, was better. I played a lot of zombies in Black Ops 2, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe an 8. All right, I was a little bit.
I'll
take that 0.5.
What do you guys like about zombies? This is a horrible question to ask, but I just never have gotten into it.
I like it with co-op with friends.
I have friends, yeah.
I guess I don't have friends, so that's... it sucks for me. And then is just Ghost? Is that it?
That's like 1 out of 10.
Black Ops 2.
It's literally like, I quite like a 3.
Yeah, just so bad. So
I like the campaign, I guess.
So we're kind of all on the same page. This is good. So why is Advanced Warfare good? And he played the multiplayer. Both you guys have played the multiplayer, not campaign or
single player
or anything. Yeah, but so what makes this multiplayer? Like, why does it appeal to Call of Duty fans who like the good ones? And then what else does it do to innovate and be its own game?
I thought it was just fast.
Yeah, it's the pace I like. The pace is just so much more intense. I think the jumping's really cool as well. It reminds me a little bit of the good bits of Titanfall.
Yeah, I was going to say, it reminds you of Titanfall, but not too much. I think that's the thing is when everyone saw it, we were like, oh, what's this? This is going to be Titanfall. I don't want to do this. But then the way they've implemented it to the game really doesn't feel like you're not playing a Call of Duty. That kind of sounds weird the way I said that. But you feel still like you're playing Call of Duty just with this next kind of step up. And it's not too over the top where you're flying over buildings, jumping across the map. You're just jumping onto a ledge that you probably would have climbed up before.
So that was my first question. Like, does the verticality really modify firefights a lot, or is it more of just sort of it's just like a fun thing to do, or does it really, are we having people flying around, firing in midair and all that?
It's definitely an advantage to be higher up in this game.
Yeah.
So you're always trying to focus to try and get above them, and that's when the jumping always kicks in, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But there's enough cover down below as well. You don't feel like it's just an aerial battle. Okay. It is pretty cool though when you're both jumping into each other and you get that kill, or you're
trying to kick them or
you stab them while you're flying. I don't really know.
So since you have more mobility options, does that increase your lifetime or decrease?
Decrease.
It decreases.
I found don't you have a little bit more life though in this game?
I thought I was getting one-shotted a lot.
Already.
Is that because people can just get better vantage points from so many more locations?
Kind of, but I found when people are using the shotguns, they can get into your face in seconds because they just jump and boost, and you're in their face and you can shoot them down. But I don't know. It all seemed relatively balanced. There were a couple of things in the game that are completely unbalanced and need to be changed.
What are those?
The Stinger. Did you play with the Stinger, Scott?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
yeah.
It's like a free rocket, homing missile. It just locks on so quickly and just kills them.
Yeah, so on the old Call of Duties, they are only locking onto UAVs or helicopters. This time you can lock onto humans, and it sends 3 rockets or something, and it will home in on them. So if they run around a corner, there's a missile coming behind them.
Stupid.
And did you have a chance to sort of dig into the Pick 13 system? Did they have that opened up to you guys, or were there preset loadouts?
You can use it, but it's like a limited stuff on it, so it's not the full arsenal stuff.
Okay, so did you have a chance to mix with the because this one introduces sort of modifiable kill streaks? Did you guys get a chance with that?
So you can spend more points towards a say you got like a favorite kill streak, you can improve that kill streak. So you can add like modifiers. I think it's like 2 modifiers. Is there?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and you can add like basically make the kill streak even
Kick-ass
better.
kill streak.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can set up the one weapon and then like an epic kill streak, and then sort of go from there. And then obviously you got the perks as well.
The tricky
I
part,
quite like it.
the tricky part with that seems to be like sometimes you can simplify too much to where you have only a couple perks. But my worry was that if there's so many variables, you can have this turret or this turret or this turret. Does it feel like people are just running around with random things to kill people with, or do you have still a sense of like, is there that can you recognize what's happening in the battlefield and know like this guy has this guy has this, or is it just like holy crap, he has this random arsenal and it's overwhelming and I don't know what's going on?
I guess if you played it a bit, but because we probably had like 3-4 hours on the game. We really didn't. I didn't know much what I was doing. I didn't know when I had a kill streak, but it's pretty cool. Personally, I really like the 3 kill streaks, like from COD 4, World at War. I loved it that you had, the dogs were the best,
right?
And that was it. There was no if or ifs.
It was
or
very
buts.
defined.
Yeah, once you got it, you were like, oh crap, here come the dogs. Somebody's doing well. Whereas now it can be such a mix, but they have the new things. I think, are they called supply drops? Not.
Yeah, they're similar, aren't they? They're called
Something
like
like that.
Aerial drop or.
No, like as in when you do well in a game, you get given a supply drop, and it unlocks a new gun.
Right.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like it puts a cool camo on it. It looks like it's been pack-a-punched, basically.
Okay.
So yeah, there's like a loot system that will reward you based on performance, theoretically or whatever. Yeah, and then you can get. I think everything is kind of tied into that, isn't there? Like attachments and weapons and skins and stuff like that. Yeah, I guess like what you're saying about. What I loved about playing multiplayer back in sort of those Call of Duty days was when someone got the chopper gunner, when someone got this, you really, everybody on the map knew, okay, he's at this kill streak, he's doing this, it's very understandable, but now it's like you could spend whatever it is, 1,000 points on this super souped up UAV, and then you kind of don't know what you're coming up against, and I just wonder how long term that affects things if it's like, there are, 12 people in this match, and all 12 of them have such a totally drastically different loadouts that it's like we're not even playing the same game.
I think it'll be fine, as long as you, like, I guess the initial period, like when you start playing it, maybe, like, you try to get used to, like, all the kill streaks and stuff. But I think once you sort of get into it and you realise what's happening, it's still at the basic, like, you pick the AR gun or you pick a submachine gun, pick a shotgun, it's still at those sort of basic things involved.
True. I just wonder...
You also got the exo abilities as well, which I guess does...
That throws
again
in
add more stuff onto it.
A whole nother exponential
shield and stuff.
So how did that all feel? Like the whole futuristic thing. Does it feel tacked on? Does it feel great?
It's not too futuristic-y.
Okay.
It's not like a Titanfall.
No.
It's not. You haven't got these people running across walls and.
So it feels more like just an upgrade.
It feels like a jumpsuit, basically.
Okay.
In a way.
But
yeah,
the abilities you have, like the extra shield or the extra little hand launcher thing, whatever that's called.
That's just replaces throwing a grenade. So it's not, you've got a grenade, now you can also throw this and kill somebody. Right. It's like, I've now got this that I can use instead of grenade. It looks futuristic-y. It looks so cool to pull off. Like, you run down, you shoot somebody, you don't have enough ammo, you fire this
that's
thing,
crazy.
It hits him in the face.
It sounds like what you guys are saying is it's more like just another Call of Duty, like with a different look as opposed to like an evolution. It doesn't sound like an evolution of Call of Duty. No,
it's still roughly the same game, but I think it has enough Shazam to last a year.
I think it's got everything that Titanfall was missing in some way. That makes sense. Like, if it was people were like, there's not enough guns and stuff, not enough kill streaks and that sort of thing. I think this is like
load of bots everywhere.
Titanfall like when you play Titanfall, you recognize this is a very different game. Like you're achieving verticality very quickly. You're dropping your Titans. The firefights occur in sort of a unique, at least a little bit different way from Call of Duty. Do you like or not like that it's the tried and true COD formula?
I love it.
Okay,
I like it.
You're on board with the fact that. So basically, all the new attempts this year, whether it was Destiny or Titanfall, like they
still Call of Duty.
It's
still Call of Duty.
It's just interesting that like in a year where everyone in January thought this is the year Call of Duty falls and other games overcome that behemoth of a franchise, and now it's like completely 180, and now we're saying that Call of Duty needs to be the thing that saves the shooter genre for the year.
The game up.
So
It's literally Halo and Call of Duty. It's like,
yeah,
what?
pretty much. Like, you compare it to Battlefield Hardline, which personally I think is absolutely awful. I love Battlefield 4. I love all the Battlefields, but Battlefield Hardline seems like a rushed, almost like an add-on.
It makes no sense either.
No. So I think Call of Duty is still going to be top of that part, especially around Christmas. It's going to be number one, surely.
You think that even though they have really low pre-order numbers now, like the word of mouth about this game is going to build it back to?
I think people are so like slammed on Ghost that I think they're going to be a little bit like, it's going to take a little bit of easing back to get the sales up again. But
and what about Sledgehammer? Because like this is their first full game. Do you feel like that feels, because definitely like Treyarch versus Infinity Ward had a distinct feel of the game. Do you notice this one trending one way or the other? Is it a mix of both?
I think it's a good
different,
mix.
isn't it? Yeah,
Okay.
it's a bit
It's
both.
like,
I mean, it's had 3 years, hasn't it? It's had like more years spent on it. So.
That's probably the most important thing. They've actually given them, instead of like throwing one out every 2
time,
years, they've given an extra year. So they've
Little
been
bit
able
of
to
time.
give, like a year is a long time when you think about a year.
Yeah. I mean,
When you think of the,
I'm excited for it. I'm really hopeful that it can be a resurgence for the franchise. As much as everyone likes to, hate on Call of Duty and Call of Duty fanboys or whatever, like who doesn't want a great game? And I just think it's interesting that we haven't been able to find a shooter that can really sort of gain even like, not take over, but even a substantial foothold. Like what kind of game would it have to be to replace the Halo, Battlefield, Call of Duty trinity? And I mean, we're getting a Master Chief Collection that is literally a recycling of a past game. Advanced Warfare, you guys are telling me, is more of a little bit of a switch up more than a total change. And so it's like, what is it possible? Or is it just that shooters are so tried and true bread and butter of what makes a good FPS that we shouldn't even try to evolve that formula?
I think it's fine how it is. Like, personally, I love Call of Duty. I love Battlefield. I love Halo. I know there's going to be haters out there that don't like games because it's, it's the gaming world. I'm sure when I was younger, I hated Sonic because he wasn't Nintendo.
Right.
And people are going to hate Battlefield because they love Call of Duty, and it's just you get born up with it to a degree. It's kind of like a religion.
Yeah, it is. It is weird. Like, kind of that thing of, is the game really great, or is the institution of the game just so massive that it's going to have its foothold no matter what? Like, I think Titanfall's a pretty good. Like let's ignore the fact that it doesn't have a campaign. Let's ignore the fact that it is slim options for customization. It's a pretty good playing game. Like, I think it's a fun to play shooter, and yet it's like absent from everywhere instantly. It's just gone, right?
Gone. Yeah.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Titanfall.
Yeah.
Just like the DLC, a new DLC came out a week ago,
No buzz.
and like I didn't even see Xbox really promoting it.
Actually, like, you remember when we went to Google, Scott, there was Titanfall on the PC, and they were like, you can go play Titanfall while you wait, and we were all like, nah. You're right, thanks.
So strange. And then you have a game like Destiny that obviously is raking in the cash money, and I wonder how, like, that multiplayer seems to be garnering more attention than, maybe not more attention, but more, like, at least enjoyment than Titanfall, which I think is it's just such a strange turn of events.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they'll ever be dropped.
Titanfall lacked depth, didn't it? Lacked any sort of depth, and it just got boring very, very quickly.
There was a lot of promises that really, when we played it because everyone played it for like, a few hours, and they were like, yeah, it's great, which it is, but then once you play it for a week, you realize that spread over a week, like 3 hours constantly, is not fun.
What do you think it is about Call of Duty and like the upcoming Advanced Warfare that hopefully, and it seems like beyond a week, you'll still be wanting to play? Like, what is the factor, if you can boil it down, like, why isn't Titanfall that game, and why is Advanced Warfare that game?
The maps are good, I think. Maps look apparently, I feel like they're really good.
Yeah.
I think the fast pace, the jumping, the customization.
But everything you're saying is also in Titanfall.
Yeah,
so
but
what is it?
No, well, how
it's
I don't
different.
Know. It's more of it, and is.
So it's a content issue, like a lack of.
It's more extreme in Titanfall. Like, it's an extreme version, but I mean, to be honest, if my friends are playing Call of Duty, I'll play Call of Duty with them. If they're not playing Titanfall, I'm not going to play it by myself, because it's all about a multiplayer experience. It's all about playing with others.
Do you think there's a value in the kill in Call of Duty that isn't there in Titanfall? Because, like, to me, that's what it is. That when you kill someone in Call of Duty, it feels very important and successful. And sure, it happens a lot, but there's something about Titanfall, and I don't know if it's the way that they integrate NPCs,
the bots, isn't it? Yeah.
or the way that just the way that the time it takes to death, or something about that game. I don't feel like I did anything cool when I did well.
I don't know. When I used to get a really cool kill streak in Titanfall, I was like, yeah, start jumping around and bang, 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 next one, killing a Titan, and I was enjoying it. It's just the fact that for like the weapons, I run out of weapons to use. Other people got bored really quickly. The map design wasn't that good.
See, to me, it's the fact that
lack of modes.
They give you the nuke right in the start of the match. Like, what is the goal of Call of Duty multiplayer? I mean, obviously to win, but for your own personal self, you're trying to get the craziest kill streak you can and show off to everybody else in the match. And the fact that Titanfall drops in the biggest thing that you have within the first 60 seconds of the match, I think that is what kills that sort of longevity, because you kind of master it very quickly. And like, okay, I can improve my KDR. There's not much to unlock. And like, the tension of trying to get that 8th kill and that 9th kill in Call of Duty is not there in Titanfall, because no matter what you do, you're chipping away at your timer. Imagine if all you had to do was spray bullets and you would eventually get the dogs in Call of Duty, or you would eventually get a Juggernaut suit. Like, it would totally dilute and ruin any sense of accomplishment or fun that you had from achieving that 1 out of 50 matches.
Yeah,
For sure.
I agree.
So that is Call of Duty. I'm excited. I'm a little disappointed you guys didn't say like it's brand new and feels crazy, but
Not brand new, but it's definitely
it's good.
Formula.
It's good.
Changing.
What do you guys?
It's gonna be Christmas.
What do you think about the announced co-op mode? It's not zombies, it's not aliens, but it's just.
Well, I still think there's gonna be another mode that they're gonna announce.
Oh, really?
'Cause they extend.
Reddit. Did you read Reddit?
What was Reddit said?
Oh, okay. There's stuff going around on Reddit, like a semi official leak, and it's been taken down on Reddit. So
what was it for? Oh, no,
it was some kind of
other mode.
It was some kind of zombie mode to a degree.
Yay.
But yeah, exactly. Like, I was talking to some of the zombie guys, and they were really excited about that. But it's rumors. So
because the alien mode got announced really late for Ghosts.
Yeah, it was like last second, wasn't it? Like, literally.
So hopefully zombies gets announced.
Zombies should
Personally,
be announced.
if I was sorry, I keep talking over. Every time I would announce it already, like to create buzz. I don't know why.
So you think they're gonna have 4 individual like modes?
No, well,
you think they're gonna have the wave-based co-op, multiplayer, single player, and a 4th mode?
Because Ghost had it, didn't it?
No,
Yeah.
Ghost only had 3. Ghost has Extinction, single player, multiplayer.
I thought I can have a co-op mode.
No. Oh no.
Okay.
No.
I don't know.
I mean, if they have 4 modes, that's pretty darn impressive. I personally, I don't know about you guys, but I think that wave-based mode is super fun. I played it in Modern Warfare 3. That was the only part of that game I liked. And people are poo-pooing it because it doesn't have zombies or aliens, but like, you're still shooting stuff and still working with your friends. And I like the fact that you can like kind of level up as you go. And I don't know. I think it's pretty fun.
I really want another zombies. That's literally all I kind of care about, and I think that's what a lot of people do. I mean,
I don't understand why that's fun.
Yeah, survival is fine, but it's no zombies.
But what makes zombie? Is it just like the camaraderie of like messing around with your friends?
You're with your friends. You got zombies running at your face. You mow them down.
Haven't we had enough zombies?
Right.
Are we
Zach,
done?
we need to get in a game. Like, 4 of us, all of us need to get in a game.
All right.
We'll show you what it is. So if you see like a zombie video on your channel in a few days, this is the reason why. You'll love it. You'll have so much fun.
I'm just gonna be sitting in the corner like, what is going on? This is so boring.
No, you won't. You'll feel like a badass. You'll have Rambo. Your hair will be all slicked back, and you'll be like, yeah.
Jesus.
Oh goodness gracious!
I want to see this. Okay.
All right, so that's those 2 shooters. I guess we can dive into Destiny for like a couple minutes. I'm gonna keep this short because
very quickly
it absorbs my entire life. Like, I find myself thinking about Destiny more than any game, which I guess rah for them for doing that. But
I think it's like the obsession with like, why is this game doing so well? Why do people like it?
I think it's because of the hype. They're still hype. Like, commercials look amazing for it.
And I also see people posting these things on Twitter that they're so excited for, and I'm like, it's just another shotgun. And it's like one of those things where they've created, like, okay, a societal thing where like if you told someone this like lump of coal was like the best thing to have, a kid would get excited if they opened up coal on Christmas. So like you tell people this is an exotic shotgun named whatever, and it's like, dude, all it is the same stupid shotgun you've been using with a little bit more damage. And like,
You don't get it.
I don't get it. And the main thing I wanted to bring up is there was a leak about DLC. We know that Destiny is planning to have lots of expansion packs, the first one coming in December, and plenty of people have said, oh, maybe the real Destiny will come in expansions. Maybe they'll make huge improvements. They'll bring us all this new content. I can't wait for that. And we've seen from some leaks that it looks like it's going to be, for the most part, within the same areas, definitely on the same planets, a couple new strikes, higher level raids as if it wasn't hard enough to get to 26, and a couple story missions. And they're areas that are already in the game, like on the disc. It's not even a separate thing.
Yeah, it's I hate the DLC thing. The game should be finished.
I don't mind the DLC thing. It's just it's already on the bloody disc. It's what's just stupid.
Not only
but
is
like the hype is crazy for a DLC where it's like, oh yeah, we should get all the single player missions in a DLC. That to me should be in the main game. That should be already set. We should be loving it, and then we should be like, oh my god, even more coming in the DLC.
Right.
What is happening? But really,
for a game that's already thin on content, you'd think, okay, they're going to bring a lot of variety in these DLCs. But what it sounds like is no, it's just more junk. And like, why isn't that junk in the game already? And it's not only that the DLC is on the disc, and granted, this is all still speculation, I guess, at this point. It looks pretty darn believable, but it's not that it's just on the disc, but the areas are right there. They're just blocked off by doors. So it's not like, oh, you're going to get teleported to a new part of Earth. It's like there's a section in Old Russia where there's these doors that almost look like they're from a like grocery store or something, and you can't go through them, and people found a way to glitch through them, and that's the area where the DLC takes place.
Jesus Christ. Such a joke. I mean, can you honestly think of any like good DLC? I can think of two myself that come out fairly recently. But can you think of any decent... Yeah, any game. It's like properly you get excited about.
All of the Call of Duty ones when I was young.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
That Call of Duty, yeah, like zombie maps was like first thing complete. Well, not complete, but I played that for like a month trying to get the best score, and then the next one comes out like a couple months later, whatever, and you're back onto it.
So that was about 2 years ago, though. So.
Yeah, recently Ghosts, I've been like, I haven't even noticed, because now they're doing the crappy little microtransactions, like spend £2 and unlock a new player. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, so everybody now is running around with like wolves and 3-headed dragons. I don't know. Right.
I mean,
well, no, like people are running around as like the Predator or whatever it is now.
Yeah.
I haven't even been on, and I'm watching it. I'm like, why are there ghosts running around a ship shooting you?
I think the best DLCs are the ones that create a separate environment. So something like Left Behind from Last of Us, Burial at Sea from Bioshock Infinite, where it's like...
I say that's exactly the two I thought.
Where it's like, this is a handcrafted separate experience, not like, hey, we've dropped more missions into what we already did. And like, Destiny is very solid from a combat standpoint. I think it's the perfect example of a game that is so much more fun than it's good. And so all we need, or one of the things we need, is variety in the locales and the look and the enemies. And instead... Well, yeah, but instead we're just getting more crap in the same areas, and maybe like a little bit of there's one new area that's technically within the same area. I sit there and I see all the reviewers complaining about this stuff. I see hardcore gamers complaining, and I want to understand who made these decisions and why did they think they were good when like I cannot think of a reason that they would even think they were a good choice. And it's like, did Activision just come in and like make all of these terrible decisions? Did they get a bunch of new employees that don't know what they're doing? Like, who made the choice to make the loot randomly awarded? Who made the choice to make there only be...
they're changing that a bit, aren't they, now? But I mean, it's still random to a certain extent. But
yeah, I don't know. I think they literally, if they just had like a community thing where everybody rated on like what they could do, it would just be so easy. This is what the community wants. Give it to them. Have your money sorted.
I mean, here's a simple thing is like, I feel like Bungie was really good at enemy design with Halo. They were very defined. They were very special. So if you're going to have few enemy types, that's fine. Just make them all very defined and have unique AI routines. Or if you're not going to do that, that's fine too, but just give us a bunch of enemies so we're always shooting something cool looking and different. Well, Destiny does neither. It has very few enemies and they don't do anything cool. And it's like, who made that choice? Why was that choice made? And I wonder...
I still think Borderlands does a better job of this sort of approach than Destiny.
I just wonder where did the time go? If it wasn't in the plot, if it wasn't in the enemies, if it wasn't in... Where was it all just on building the server structure? Was it all just on making the online component work? Was it... I don't understand where where did their hours go? Because it seems like everything that required more depth didn't get it.
Advertising.
Yeah. The amount of money like in advertising can change a game.
But Bungie didn't do the advertising, so like what were they doing?
No, they mean like the whole 500 million was put towards that game, like, in terms of advertising.
So you think that you're supposing that maybe Bungie just didn't get very much money for the actual game, and they just diverted everything to the.
I mean, we don't even know what this Traveller is yet. We don't know what a self is as a Guardian. We have no idea.
It's absolutely
what anything,
ludicrous.
There's no universe at all.
A studio with that much history and prowess would deliver something that feels so lacking, and I wonder what they were thinking. Like, why did they? They
change games.
Yeah, we should in a second. Last thing I want to say is they always talked about that this is the game they wanted to make, and that's why they left the contract with Microsoft or whatever. They didn't, but this is what they wanted to make. Like, really?
Crap inspiration, yeah.
They must know, like, this is a bad game.
I mean, it's got great
they
mechanics.
Finished it like, oh, this is awful.
It feels good.
The shooting is so much fun, and that's why people are still playing it, because the shooting itself is great. It's just like, I guess my greatest frustration is that had they even done 2 of these things, other things really well, it would probably be my game of the year easily. But instead, I'm left just like, no, like I constantly feel like it's like such a fun game, and yet at the same time you realize it could be so much more, and so forever it will be not enough. You know what I mean? Like no matter how they try to spin it to you, it's just not.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to.
But you know, as soon as Destiny 2 comes out, the buzz is going to.
Oh, of course.
Do you think there's going to be a Destiny 2?
Plummet and like just go.
I'm surprised if they did the best Destiny 2.
You think it'll just all be expansion content?
I think this. Yeah, they said this game was going to last years. So
no, they said they're going to leave. They're going to have 3 games, or perhaps even 4 games over 10 years. Yeah. That's the 10-year.
I mean,
plan.
I guess the concern is what is Destiny 2, and if they want your character, your Guardian, to carry through this 10-year life cycle, it can't be that drastically different, and that's scary. The fact that these upcoming games might just be, now you go to Mercury and it's the same thing on Mercury. Like, I don't know.
It's the same.
Yeah.
I want to know, like, is there like some sort of hidden drug on the Destiny disc that makes us talk about it constantly and think about it constantly?
I haven't played it since I finished it, which must be about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So.
I haven't thought of it in ages. It's gone out of my head.
Maybe you just keep mentioning it to me.
Yeah, maybe they just mind controlled me or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it must be an American thing. You're like really.
Well, I was at Bungie. I was there. I saw the Master Chief statue, and maybe he was just like secretly whispering into my subconscious or something.
Does Bungie get anything from this, like, Master Chief collection thing?
They must, right?
It's their franchise.
But then don't...
No, Microsoft owns Halo.
So perhaps they don't.
So maybe they don't.
Maybe not. What, 343, like, remaking it, or...?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
We're making Halo 2.
But then there's some other studios doing the...
Oh, okay.
The other stuff.
Okay.
But I would venture to say, because those are Bungie... I don't know. It depends how the contract is. Is it like Microsoft owned everything that they... Because didn't Bungie talk about wanting to own their... Do they own Destiny? Or is that... I don't even know.
I don't think Activision would throw money in.
Yeah, I don't think it's their own IP. I think it's probably shared.
Well, that is that tale. Do we have any other games that are more happy than that?
Shadow of Mordor.
Oh, yeah. Oliver, have you played this game?
Yeah.
I haven't. Tell me all about it from start to finish.
Okay, so first...
Spoilers alert.
No,
first, it's Lord of the Rings.
I think both me and Scott have played a couple hours in total. Not like just over the course of the last few months.
I played about an hour. Yeah.
And I really, really, really like what they're doing, and at the same time, I'm really surprised that it got such good scores, and I'm excited to get deeper in and see if that, see if I agree, because it has a really great system. I mean, basically what makes Shadow of Mordor shine is it is your Assassin's Creed Batman open world action game, but it incorporates its own sort of unique thing, which is this nemesis system where you're going around and kind of at your own free will deciding how you're going to approach these bosses, basically these big battles. And so maybe you want to make it really hard on yourself and you're going to go straight at them. Maybe you want to kill off some of their bodyguards so it's a simpler fight. Maybe you want to command and control some of their bodyguards to then work with you. And so you got this it feels like a very next-gen system of how you're going to deal with your enemies, and that's sort of what sets it apart. But it also does some smart things, like it incorporates skill tree and abilities and XP into that kind of open world game, and feels like you have more freedom. The whole game just is about like, you know how they talk about in Assassin's Creed or Batman, like, oh, you can do it the stealth way, and it never really works out like that. It's kind of like, well, I either blow him up with this bomb or I shoot him with my gun, but ultimately he went down. Like this
is
game
it only on next gen?
No, it is cross gen, which is sort of weird.
I'm
but
looking at the official site.
It's really cool because you have many more options for how you're going to not only kill guys, but even before that, how you're going to set it up. If you want to take them all on in a row, if you want to kind of do it, it's very free flowing, and I think it has a nice pace to it. You move pretty quickly through the world, and I do think it gets repetitive in the sense that I've heard the story missions aren't that great, and it's more about just living out this sort of murder fantasy.
Why's he got like blue eyes? Is it like magic?
I thought that's with the spoiler, isn't it?
I mean it's within the first 3 minutes. I think you can say it.
No, I'm not gonna say it.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna give you the story reason. I'm just gonna tell you that he does have magic abilities, which makes it.
It looks pretty magical.
It gives you a little bit more, again, variety on top of just. You know, it's got the Batman combat of like, oh, punch, punch, sword, stun, but then you do have some like teleporting spells, this crazy bow and arrow. You can slow down time. Like, it's a really well thought out game. I think like they definitely said, hey, we want to make this open world title, and what could we put in, and what do we like about those kind of games, and how could we make it all gel together like really well. And what I love that they did here is that they did not use Lord of the Rings as, hey, Lord of the Rings is the foundation, and now we got to create something within that. It feels like they created a game. So
this is part of Lord of the Rings, or it's like a sub-part?
It definitely
takes place afterwards, after the film.
Right, okay.
But they use like that franchise as sort of the frosting on top of the cake, and the cake is the game, rather than we've got Lord of the Rings, and so everything is going to be about...
piled on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is interesting, because this game... You know, sometimes you hear about games switching universes, and I did hear, and this could be completely wrong, but early on that this was being built as a Batman game.
Oh, really? Like completely Batman?
Like a totally, like a separate from the Arkham.
Sort of similar mechanics in terms of...
I mean, it is Warner Brothers.
It's very Assassin's Creed, isn't it? It's got very Assassin's Creed...
Yeah, it
Batman
definitely looks like that.
So it's one of those things where I feel like they could have thrown many different like franchises or universe on top of the systems here, which to me is I think a cool way to build a game, because then it's about the game is solid, and then you just add something for extra effect, rather than, oh, we're being tasked with making a Star Wars game, and like, what the heck are we gonna do?
I haven't played a good Lord of the Rings game for a while, so I was quite excited to play this. And I love the fact I played the intro scene a couple of times, because I was like practicing, trying to get used to the combat and stuff. And it's the first orc you see. He changed 3 times for me.
Oh, it's totally...
It wasn't the same...
Yeah. It's all
it's not the
randomized.
It's all, like, it's just changes like randomly. So if one guy's like really fat guy and it's like a little skinny orc, it's just like, wow, this is changing every time. And it's not like some like really crappy looking face. It's like a proper animated like orc face. It's like it's crazy. And when I played this game back at E3, me and Zach were like ripping on this game. It was like, this is boring. I was getting bored playing it, but
yeah,
when I played it again, it looks absolutely stunning. I played it on PC and it looks absolutely unreal. You got like a crazy setting you can go onto as well. You can actually destroy your graphics card, and it looks absolutely stunning.
It's one of those games where you can like, you'll have your own story because of the fact that every boss that you fight is pretty much unique to your game, and the way that you encounter them is unique to your game. You'll be able to have a moment where you can be like, holy crap, I assaulted his entire, bodyguard force. I came in, I looked at his weakness. It was about, he was weak to Caragors, which are sort of these beasts that you ride. And so I rode in, jumped over the wall, landed on him, and took him out in 2 strikes. And like, you'll have your moment. You know what I mean? It's not, it's not that thing of like, oh, remember when we fought Ganon in Zelda and everybody did that, and you kind of just share that. It's like, I will have my own story. And I think that's something that Assassin's Creed and Batman don't do, is like, even though they are open, for the most part, you are Ezio through and through. You are Batman through and through, and how you go through that game is 90% the same as everybody else. Like, if you think about Batman, Arkham, whatever one, like, there are upgrades, but like, everybody gets the upgrades. You know what I mean? Like, it's not...
I think Assassin's Creed has an element of you can approach it differently.
Do you?
I think that's been a little bit mean on the...
To a degree, but it's pretty linear except for like 1 or 2 options. But
I mean, I watch my gameplay like of me killing like one of the main guys. Mine's completely different to how Zach would do it. because he takes like a completely different route, or
Are you talking about Assassin's
goes in
Creed?
a little bit more. Yeah.
I think that's probably true in terms of like, oh, did I kill him from the roof or did I kill him from the floor? But I guess what I'm trying to convey about Mordor is like, I don't even have to go kill the guys. I could get a bunch of like bodyguards on my team and have them do the fight for me. Or maybe I assaulted them in a totally different order. And so what it would be like is if in Assassin's Creed you met up with the Assassin's clan and they were like, we've got 5 Templars we have to take out. Go do it.
Okay.
As opposed to like sequence 6, sequence 7. And so it's interestingly merging like a linear storyline with also this sense of freedom. And I've heard that one of the complaints leveled against the game is that there aren't enough areas, and I can see why, because they have to make this whole thing work, and the wheels all have to spin together.
Is it what you say? The map isn't big enough in terms of
and that there's just not enough variety within the areas. But
I mean, how did you tackle, like, as a comparison? I read on that the first boss dude. How did you take him out? Because I went for like I took out his archers.
Okay.
And I think when the archers saw me, then all of a sudden they just all started attacking me, and then I just had to stab the dude, basically.
Yeah.
So I got seen, so I wasn't very stealthy, but there's so many ways you can take him out.
Sure, yeah. You could totally ignore the archers. I mean, you could bring in other guys. If you notice, right from the beginning, there was an option to do a different mission, so you didn't even have to go after the boss. I mean, I ended up taking out the archers and then shooting him from above.
Okay, with your bow.
Yeah, and so like Oliver, why I recommend this game is not because it's Lord of the Rings and not because it's so like there's not like a spectacular opening moment, but it's an interesting experience to have a game that feels like it truly is up to you to kind of go through, and not in a bad way, like, hey, make your own fun, but like you get to decide the way that this story is told, and I think that's pretty cool.
I may pick this game up then.
And it's getting like 8s and 9s and 10s, so
Yeah, IGN said it's a blast to play, and GameSpot says an entirely fresh open world experience.
It's weird in a month with Destiny that this is the game that has the highest
the hype.
Score, right?
Well, Forza got 9.
Did it?
Forza was really good. I'm really enjoying Forza.
Tell us a little about Forza. You guys have both played that. Is it worth picking up?
If you like racing games.
Yeah,
I mean, it's an open world. Looks absolutely incredible. I've heard the 360 version doesn't look as good.
Okay.
It stutters, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like one of the first missions where you get in that, I don't know if it's a Veyron or it's something, and you're driving like 200 miles an hour, and I can imagine that on the 360 just being a lag fest.
So if I'm
the terrain looks terrible in terms of prettiness.
If I'm a Mario Kart 8 fan.
No.
Well, no, hold up. We're not going to talk about Mario Kart 8, but if I'm a Mario Kart 8 fan, sell me on this game. Why should I play Forza Horizon 2?
You probably shouldn't. It's probably
really?
not your game. Get back to Mario Kart.
Oh.
No, it's pretty fun. I guess it's kind of a mix between hardcore and kind of free roam, because obviously Forza, if you're playing Forza Motorsport, it's in the racing game. It's just race and then race and then race, whereas this is race and then go on a rally and then go meet up with your friends and drive around and lower your car, tune your car, change the gearing system. It's like, so I don't know if you play with all the settings, Scott, but going into the car settings and be able to tinker around is so much fun.
I've only. What do you mean, like in terms of like tuning the car and stuff?
So yeah, like on some games it'll be like put on a sports exhaust, and it might sound a tiny bit different. And it's a bit faster. Whereas this is literally you can set your own gear ratios. So if you want, your gear 1 to be literally at the maximum or the minimum, you can change the car to how you want to drive. And personally, as a car nut, I love that because I like to tinker and see what works with this turbo, whether a supercharger would make it better, or whether I should have 2 twin turbos with double carbs, single carbs. You can go into that detail, whereas normally it's add a new engine.
So if I don't want to tinker with the cars, is it still a fun game? Like if I don't know anything about cars and I don't want to mess with the settings, can I still?
You can auto it, yeah.
But is there enough there?
Definitely.
Like how Need for Speed and Burnout basically assume that you don't care about what's going on inside the car. You just want to go race them and have fun. Does Horizon do that enough? Like it's not. I never played the first one, so I'm.
Oh, you missed out. Like I think the really good things about it is you're not always just racing a car. You're racing jets. You're racing, trains. Exactly, and
you're racing trains.
Yeah, like
my last video, I raced a train.
Oh, against them, not as them.
No.
Okay, I was like, I want to be a train.
I want to be a train today.
Yeah, that sounded really, really, really awesome for a second.
It's more awesome racing a train.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but it is pretty good fun, and you know the online aspect is good. It's not perfect, but it's good. It works. You can cut across fields now, so there's no open barrier, like invisible walls everywhere. You can cut across most fields, which does make the game sometimes quite hard to play because you never know whether, like, your sat nav will take you across a field.
Mm-hmm.
And my sat nav in my car has never done that, thank God. But on this, you know, I'm taking my lowered Mini Cooper through a field that if I did, there's like harvesting crops. If I did that in real life, I mean, I'd be dead.
You'll wreck the car in a second.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, you see people jumping across in a Lambo, you know, like in a hurricane, just across a field. I mean, it's unrealistic, but at the same time, it is realistic because it's
just
not
fun. It's just fun, isn't it? Like, you got the cross country thing. So you're changing terrain. So 1 minute you got like tons of grip, and you sort of stick into the road, and all of a sudden you got like, the dirt roads, and it starts raining.
Exactly, it changes it up. Yeah. Like, if you just crashed every time you went into a slight mudhound, it'd be the most boring game ever. Mm-hmm. Realistic, but boring.
Yep.
So this is a game that like I probably would play on my own time, and I feel like ever since I started YouTube, I always want that time where I can just play games without recording them, and I don't have it. Do you guys experience that issue? Where I
don't have that time at all.
Yeah, it's so sad because like I want to play Diablo 3 on console. I want to be the Crusader. I want to play D4 was this like really weird game that came out on Xbox One. That actually got pretty good marks and only sold 10,000 copies. I want to play the Dark Souls 2 DLC, like so much stuff, and I don't have.
I have the time at Christmas.
Yeah.
Like when I get the Christmas games, but at Christmas I'll get really childish games that I can play with the family. That's, you know, like we were saying last time, like the Nintendo game that came with the Wii U. That I'll happily play that for hours with the family. And funnily enough, I don't record our Christmas morning and upload it to YouTube. I mean, I could do, but.
So Scott, do you make time for like non-YouTube gaming, or you?
I try to make a point of playing away from like YouTube.
Occasionally,
I play like FIFA or something with friends, or what else do I play? I think that's been it recently, to be honest. Yeah, I need to make more of a point to. The games I play though, I generally have fun playing, so otherwise I wouldn't play them. That's why I don't have like a channel where it's just Minecraft. I'll be literally bored at my brain. So
I wish I could play like a game and commentate it, and then erase my mind and play the game without commentating and see how the experience. I think it definitely does like shift your view of the game and the way that you play it, especially with like a full walkthrough type thing where you're talking throughout. And like to me, it's now weird to sit there and I'll be playing a game and I'll be like, why is no one talking? Should I put a podcast on, or like what's going on? Because it's just so strange. And weird. Like I think about The Last of Us or some of these games, like if I could have just experienced it in silence or whatever, how would that have affected my view of?
I find them quite boring sometimes. Like I find myself commenting my own stuff. Like, welcome to Master Of's live commentary
of nothingness,
whatever game we're playing.
But at the same time, all of us grew up falling in love with games without commentating them. So clearly it is possible, but maybe our brains are just too destroyed now. Or
we're just playing Lord of the Rings actually, the Two Towers.
Oh, that was quite a good game. I guess some games you can get into.
Epic combos.
Oh yeah. Did you ever play? Carry on.
No, go. I want to hear what you have to say.
All right. I was gonna play.
You're gonna play?
No, I was gonna say. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave and play.
Bye.
You've made me. It was a film.
Toy Story.
Aragon.
Oh,
Did you ever play that game?
Nope.
I really enjoyed that game. I do not know why. I played it with friends, and it was really fun.
What are you talking about?
No, like Aragon. Is that Lord of the Rings?
The one about the dragon?
I don't know. I'm going to search it up.
Okay. I just remember playing like Dead Space and playing like the first Bioshock, Batman Arkham Asylum, Uncharted 2, and I adored these games and it's so much fun and I just wanted to play them and play them and play them. And so clearly it's possible, but now like the idea of taking like, I don't know, let's just pick a game, Assassin's Creed Unity, and not commentating it feels so weird to me. Like, but what would I do? How would it? Like, this is definitely like a YouTuber first world problem, but it's just so strange to think for the last 4 years my gameplay has involved my voice, and now it's like, this is the game about the dragon.
So this is Aragon.
It's a horrible game. It has a
4.7. It's rated 4.7 and bad.
I met the author of this
ratings. Book. It's a game
based on a book, based on a movie, based on a book.
Books are irrelevant in today's society.
What was the last book you read? Both of you.
I have no idea.
50 Shades of Grey.
How was that?
No.
No, I'm joking.
Erotic.
Harry Potter, literally.
Mine was probably like the Queen's knickers.
Oh jeez. I feel like I
Did you ever read that book?
Is this? Oh, it's a real book.
Yeah.
I thought you were just BSing us.
No, like literally, I'm finding you that. I used to have this book when I was little, and it was about a kid that goes on the search for the Queen's knickers.
Weird.
Not like in kind of some kind of weird way, like as in the Queen
like a mystery.
can't find. Yeah, her knickers have been. Oh, that is it. Oh my god, I can actually see. This is bringing back memories.
You can see her knickers.
No, you do see. It's a picture book as well.
That's the last book you read?
Wow. This is like for 3-year-olds. I hate reading. I'm great at reading. I got an A in English literature, but I hate reading.
Oliver, this is a book for like a baby.
That's exactly. This is the last book that I remember enjoying. When I've actually sent you the wrong front cover. The front cover that I had a few knickers on it.
Okay, to give you guys an idea, this is a $3 kids book, and it's about a girl looking forward to the Queen visiting her school and wondering what knickers the Queen will choose. This is the last book that Oliver enjoyed.
Pretty much. I mean, otherwise, I find reading not relevant because you obviously need to do it. But I've been good at reading since I can remember, but I've never enjoyed it. So whenever someone says read something, I can do it, and they're like, "Oh, you must read a lot," and I'm like, "Nah."
I find that I read like novels worth of stuff on the internet. Like I read a bunch of articles, but I don't.
Oh yeah.
Like the idea of sitting down and reading a book seems so like scary to me, just in the sense of like it's gonna be so boring because the stimulation of like
time consuming,
jumping around and seeing pictures and watching video, and then all of a sudden you're gonna be like, I'm gonna read this imaginary tale about a boy and his grandmother or like whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's like
I read Xbox magazines.
I feel like I want to get back to that though. I don't want to be like this psycho internet zombie, but
that's what I feel like I am. Just reading stuff and watching videos constantly.
Yeah, even like looking at your Skype photos, Scott, you've got like a big glaring screen on your face.
Yeah, that's me.
That's it. You're maybe a screen. You have like a face as a screen.
You got you and your lady friend. That's a lot more.
Me and my lady friend. Yeah.
Yeah. If we made like personal judgments based on our Skype photos, Scott, I would think that you're a big gamer. You're really into games, just having a great time.
Or into music because they're killer headphones.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like he's listening to music. It looks like he's doing something.
Who took that photo, by the way?
The girlfriend, I think.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I didn't know if you had one like pre-set up and countdown in 3, 2, 1.
No, she just took it randomly. I think.
Okay.
Working.
And Oliver, you look like you're a college student studying abroad with your girlfriend who attends the same school as you, and you guys are just having a great time. Wherever I can't tell what landmark that is in the background, but I'm sure it's something.
I think it's London. I don't know. I can't even see my own
That's
photos.
Big Ben, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Big
it's been Big Ben. Jesus, you don't even know what Big Ben is?
It looks really, really small, Ben, to me on the screen.
Oh, it was further away. We weren't stood underneath
across
it.
the river.
It looks like it's about
that's like
20 feet tall.
That's the river, and then Zach's there with his glasses,
Looking like a complete
looking at
loser.
you in your car.
Yeah.
What car's that?
For some reason in this picture, your nose looks massive.
Really?
But I know it's not that big. Yeah,
Me?
it's not that big.
That's what my me thinks on Nintendo.
It does look quite big, actually.
I get a me with a giant nose all the time.
What car are you in?
I drive a 2013 Kia Sorento.
Whoa, that's 7-year warranty though. Or is it 10 year?
I have a 10-year warranty on my car.
Jesus.
Damn.
10-year war. I mean,
Don't speak about my car.
What car you got?
Shitty like Ford Fiesta.
Hey, I had a Ford Fiesta. I loved my Ford Fiesta.
2002.
Scott, when are you upgrading to the Lambo or like the A7 or something like that?
Next week I might treat myself.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, just like why not splash it out?
My issue is like there's this. Oh, you guys probably know. I don't. Well, maybe the new Corvette Stingray. It like they tried to make it like European styled.
Yeah.
And I really love how it looks, and like it's very expensive, but not very expensive.
Not overly.
And like I'm really tempted to, but my fear is like if you crash in that car, especially with me being like 6'2.5", 6'3", like something is gonna fall off me. I'm gonna break my leg.
Have you crashed yet though?
Me, I've never gotten a ticket or crashed in 7 years.
There we go.
I haven't crashed.
But what if someone crashes into me?
Then you can reap the benefits of that insurance
as
money.
I'm paralyzed for the rest of my life.
Yeah, you're going to be sad.
Well, as long as you can move your arms.
Yeah, and you can talk. It's going to be fine. It's going to be a really good story.
But like my car will not. My car has great, non-rollover, great safety, and so I would trade that for something that if I get hit,
How old are you, Ghost?
I'm 24.
That's like something my granddad would say. The rollover security on this car is amazing. You see me rolling over, you know I'm safe.
Do you want to die? I don't want to die.
My car's German, so I'm not dying.
Like one of my best friends here, he drives a Jeep, and I'm like, what are you doing? If you get hit in that thing,
what Jeep safe?
Jeep was like we have these 4x4s with massive.
No. This is like a 10-year-old Jeep that like if it gets hit,
like crumble.
Is it open?
It's open, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm like,
yeah, but
if you get hit in that,
cool?
like, forget ever playing basketball with me again. Like, you're done. And
but if it looks cool,
but am I gonna really trade? And this is I heard this on a different podcast a long while back. Like, why are people so obsessed with cars when basically it's like your prison that you have to waste your life in going from one place to another, and people get so obsessed like making them look cool and like doing
I
this.
don't waste my life in it. I love driving my car. I will go and just go for a drive. For
really?
Fun. Yeah, I love it.
Wow.
I would do that if I had a decent car.
Going through the town, the cities, all the honeys looking at you like, what?
It just was an interesting conversation. Like, the only people that can see the car is not you.
Does that actually happen?
What do you mean?
Like if you say you deck out your car, you don't get to enjoy it. You're on the inside, and so like the people that
deck out the inside then.
Yeah, you get the inside nice, you get the outside. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna get my car wrapped soon in chrome, and it is gonna look crazy.
I can't wait till they have just like self-driving cars. I can just sit there and like
the Google car,
deal with Twitter then, or take a nap.
That's not my worst nightmare. I love manual driving cars and stuff.
I don't mind driving, but it's a waste of time. Like you could be doing.
Totally disagree. If you get a car that you get in,
is that an American thing though? They have to drive.
Maybe, yeah. Like when
it takes them 18 hours.
I think maybe you guys are like excited because like, oh, you can take the train or bus, and so like driving's rare. But like when you're stuck in like 3 hours of Los Angeles traffic, or it takes you an hour to go a mile on the massive interstates, like I think then you're like, this is my life draining away. Like when I lived in LA, the first time I wanted to go to the movie theater. It was like 15 minutes away, and I was like, oh, if we leave a half hour before the movie starts, 15 minutes, we'll get there fine. It legit took 2 hours to get there because of traffic, and it was like that experience, especially if you're someone that commutes, which luckily, our jobs are right where we wake up, but like when my dad would commute like to a hospital in California when I used to live there, an hour away, and it would take him 3 hours to get home because of rush hour traffic. Like that's just demoralizing to the biggest extent that you're wasting hours of your day. But for you guys, I guess it sounds like it's just like a fun trip.
I enjoy traffic sometimes.
If I had to be in my car a lot, I'd want it to be a comfy car. I like it to look good.
No, I don't. You don't want a
comfy
comfy car.
Well. What's that?
Did you say you want a company car?
Comfy.
No,
comfy. Oh, okay. I was going to say, why do you want a company car for? Yeah, okay.
It'd be nice to have a company car.
Sometimes I really like traffic. I know it sounds weird, but if I've just stopped off and bought myself a Big Mac and I've got a nice bit on the radio and there's some traffic, I quite enjoy it. I'm not going to lie.
I still think like imagine if you could just hop in your car, eat that Big Mac, check your phone, do something, talk, and
that would be illegal, Mr. Ghost.
No, but you don't have to do it. Like you don't have to drive because this is a self-driving car.
Nah, I prefer to drive.
No.
Is it because like your car is exciting to drive? Like to me, I have a friend who's really into cars. He's an engineer in Detroit, and he's like, oh, this one feels this way, this one feels that way. And I'm like, they go. Like I don't. What is the difference?
I guess like, but even when obviously your first car is going to be your first car and you're going to love it.
Right.
But like every time I got behind the wheel, it felt really good fun. I've had like 7 cars and I've only been driving for like 2 years.
Wow. Is that because you crashed them or what?
No, I haven't crashed any. I chop and change cars very often because I do get bored of cars.
Is it expensive though?
No, not really. Sometimes I'll make money on a car.
Oh, really?
I bought what did I buy? I bought I bought a Saab 9.3 diesel, and I got bored because it was diesel. I bought it for like 1,500, sold it for 1,750, so that was all right. But there's been like I bought a BMW 3 Series, and like I lost $1,000 on it, which was really upsetting. But it just depends. I get bored, and then when I get a car, like the car I got at the moment, I love driving, and if somebody's
keep it for a bit,
I plan on keeping it for a little bit.
Interesting.
Maybe till after Christmas.
Maybe till after Christmas?
6 months
since I started driving.
6 months is like a long time. In my family, we get new cars. Like my brother got a new car probably a month ago. Actually, he got a new car, then he sold it 2 weeks later and got another car. It's it's like one of those things where some people
paperwork, isn't it?
It's all right. Sign a few documents.
I bought my car expecting to have it for like 5 years. I was like, it costs a lot. It's gonna be good, and I might as well just.
You buy it brand new.
Yeah. Quite the cost.
Yeah, I'm not a new buyer personally.
Because it loses like half the value as soon as you drive it away or whatever.
Yeah, like my car's like 5 years old, and if I bought it new, it'd be £80,000. I bought it for like 9.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm also super picky. Like I don't like things that other people have touched. I know that sounds really OCD, but like,
Give it a good clean. Man.
I was gonna make a joke.
I'm the dude who got a used original Xbox, like the first Xbox, and I swabbed the entire thing down, every cord with alcohol swabs, because I like wanted to like clean, disinfect, and quarantine the entire unit before I used it.
Do you walk around with like a face mask on?
No,
like fresh air.
hasn't got that far yet. No,
it's like you come up to
I'm not crazy. I'm just clean, and I like things to be like. I'm actually very messy. Like if you saw my office right now, you'd laugh at me, but I like it to be like my own mess. Like I don't want to.
Right. Okay.
I don't want someone else's whatever the heck they got going on.
You know, speaking of cleanliness and stuff, when we were at Eurogamer the other day, if this was the person that served me this food, I would have complained, got compensation and everything, because first of all, I love to complain at restaurants and stuff. But the main thing was, I can't remember who bought it. Like Parky bought a milkshake, and it came, and it was slightly warm, which isn't what a milkshake should be. It should be freezing cold. So we sent it back and said, can we have a cold one? And another one comes out that was colder but wasn't 100% cold. So we said to the waitress, "This one's not cold either." And she was foreign. And she goes, "Yes, it's definitely cold. I stick my finger in. It's cold."
Okay.
And when she was back there, she stuck her finger in to see the temperature and brought it out.
That's pretty gross, man.
That's like health and safety.
Yeah. Restaurants
overload.
are just like, my brother worked in a restaurant for a while this past year, and like it was a nice restaurant, and the stories he would tell me, it's like, I don't ever want to eat out ever again.
Yeah, sometimes it's not nice.
Just the stuff that, like, how often do you guys go out to eat? Like, you have girlfriends, so is it a frequent affair?
No, she lives far away,
week,
so.
Well, never mind then. I don't go out to eat hardly ever because nobody caters to my crazy food.
What do you eat?
Oh, yeah.
I eat like all organic, no wheat, no sugar, no dairy. So,
what?
Yeah.
So you don't have cheese?
I don't have cheese. I don't have bread. I mean, I have like bread made out of different things.
Like gluten-free bread?
Yeah.
Why? You're missing out.
I mean,
on, like...
the quick and dirty answer is that I was born with a really weak immune system. I used to miss like between 70 and 90 days of school, and when I was in 7th grade, we totally switched our entire diet, and now I rarely ever get sick, which is awesome. And the other reason is like
the healthiest person ever.
You only have one body, and so like I would rather keep it as prime as possible. And I'm lucky that like food doesn't really excite me. Like I know a lot of people get really into food, and I'm sort of like, it tastes good, sweet, but like if they told me like it was way healthier for you to just eat a pill, I would probably be okay with it.
Intriguing.
I can be opposite to that.
I always find at Christmas I have a nice winter coat on, and then come summer it's kind of gone.
Yeah.
And then it's like a cycle. Like at winter, you start eating more. I say you come home. I wouldn't really come home because I'll be home now.
Right.
But you have a hot chocolate. You sit down. You might have a couple of mince pies.
Like, maybe like 7 of them.
Literally, like we go to a big shopping center and buy like a bulk pack of mince pies.
Well, as Scott can attest from our first meeting at E3, I've been thin forever. I think even if I ate like that, I don't think I would gain weight.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Have you ever had fast food then?
Oh yeah, before 7th grade, I ate like occasionally. I mean, I still ate decently healthy, but now it's just to the point where like everyone thinks I'm really weird. But like, here's the deal: the first year or two was really rough, and stuff tasted really gross, and I had a hard time adjusting. But 2 things happen: 1, your taste buds totally change, and 2, you get good at it. So like now, whatever it is, 10 years, 15 years into doing this, we know how to make the foods taste even better than the regular counterparts, because there is something to be said for if you use all natural ingredients and everything is really like fresh and whatever, there's a certain flavor that gives that you can't get from artificial stuff. And so if you cook well, organic and natural and whatever, I've had plenty of people be super impressed with, like, they think I'm going to eat like, just like crackers and disgusting tasting meat or whatever, but it's not like that at all.
Right. Okay.
So back to video games or whatever the heck those things are.
I like straying off there.
I do.
That's nice.
Straying is always enjoyable, but I did
cars and food.
I did want to bring up something that me and Oliver almost got into fisticuffs over before the start of the show.
What was that?
We've been talking about like great games and how impressive they are and how excited. We've got so much hype this year and they've all kind of let us down. But one game that everyone thinks will deliver is a game called Uncharted 4. And
That's got far away.
it's next year, but I bring this up because Naughty Dog just had their 30th year anniversary. They showed the up close model of Nathan Drake in full,
Haven't seen that.
10 million pixels HD or whatever.
Are they actually? What site's that on?
I just found it through NeoGAF. They post. I can give you guys a link. But anyways, the point is we were talking about like after The Last of Us, the hype for Uncharted 4 I think is so high, and I don't know that they can.
It's gonna be amazing.
Okay, so tell me why. Because like here's my argument. Last of Us had a very invested and emotional story where you get attached to the characters, and the gameplay was also very specific, and you had to craft things. And sure, it's not super deep, but like everything matters. It's very careful and constructed, and like it feels like each moment is important. Uncharted is just about going around killing as many guys as you can, blowing your ammo, and laughing with Drake.
Totally disagree.
On the gameplay.
Well, gameplay-wise, sure, but like when you played Uncharted 3, right?
I've played 2. I didn't play 1, but I have played 2 and 3. Yes.
Okay, like in Uncharted 3, when you're the little kid, did that not start off your game and bring you into the game so much?
I thought that part was really good, but then they never do that again, and there's moments where you're just fighting hordes and hordes of guys and making quips.
It's like the extreme, like, I don't know, it's something about Uncharted that has always got me, like, whether you're climbing up the train that's just fallen off, or, like, these epic big moments, you always feel like you were with Nathan Drake. I don't feel like I'm controlling Nathan Drake, to be totally honest. I feel like I'm with him, like, through his journey, trying to get stuff, rather than... I guess it's something to do with the third person.
Yeah, I've come to love third person games the last couple of years.
Yeah, I used to hate them.
Yeah,
but
me too. And
since Uncharted, really,
I just wonder, like, so what are they going to do? He climbs a bigger train this time. Like, how can you?
That would be cool.
I just think like the mark that The Last of Us has made is so significant from not only a game standpoint, but the fact that it transcended that like I think people are going to put all of that hype into Uncharted 4, and even if it is a 10 out of 10 game, I don't think it has the ingredients to deliver in the same way unless they start incorporating, like Neil Druckmann comes in and says like, no, we're going to change this up and do things a little bit more Last of Us-ish. And I don't mean it has to be sad or serious, but just like...
He's already said that, hasn't he? He already said it's going to be a tiny bit more of a serious game, but still have the...
I just think gameplay-wise,
sort of
it has to have elements where you're more invested rather than just like I'm climbing around shooing stuff.
It looks darker to me, so
it looks it's got like a gritty side to it. But personally, I've never played The Last of Us. I haven't watched the video.
Oh my God, Scott! Let's end this call right now.
I could not tell you what it's about.
Let's end this call.
I'm sort of jealous, to be honest.
I literally could not tell you what it's about, and I don't have any motivation to go play it.
You're a terrible, horrible human being.
So as long as you're talking about. Last of Us taking away the strain of it. I have not touched Last of Us.
You're not going to play Last of Us.
I'm not going to touch it now.
You like Uncharted, and you obviously saw Naughty Dog had done this new game.
Why didn't you play it?
I don't know. It was one of those games where I was just like, I saw it, I've heard all the hype, and personally, I was like, I don't know. It was just I felt that I would be looking after that little girl for the whole game. I'd have been so annoyed by her.
There's literally no escorting in that game.
But I feel like there will be, so I'm not even going to touch it. I don't want to. Now you said that, I don't want to ruin any aspect of Uncharted 4. As soon as that comes out,
but I'm telling you, Last of Us is gonna be better than Uncharted 4. So you're missing out on the better game.
I disagree. I'm gonna have to play a little bit.
You can't really disagree if you haven't played it.
But can I? No, I can't.
I honestly think Last of Us has a really good like shooting feel and gameplay system. A lot of people disagree and think like the gameplay's trash, but I really like what they did in that, and
I might give it a little go for you just to see.
You can play it on PS4. It looks good.
Play the first like couple of hours.
All right, I'll play the first couple of hours, but seriously, as soon as Uncharted 4 comes out, I will heads down Nobody's going to interrupt me. I'll put like a sign on the door.
What about Clash of Clans? We could do
Clash of Clans. I will have to. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I will literally. Maybe if it has big loading times, I might have to do it on my loading times. But they usually incorporate the loading times pretty well.
I think what they need to do for Uncharted 4 for me to sell me, like, fine, make it a lighthearted story, fine, make it whatever. But like, I want some reason to think about that game after I play it, and like that's what like Last of Us. Everyone talks about it. You want to think about your interpretation or think about how you felt in this moment. And if Uncharted 4 is just like about going and stealing a bigger jewel and then Drake retires and marries Elena, like
it's not going to be that.
I want there to be some. There's got to be some.
It's fun. It's all about the fun. I know you like these like deep stories and making sure you're.
We don't have any games like that though. There's none like that. What game is coming out that delivers that? None.
What?
A mysterious deep.
The Evil Within.
No.
Yeah, the story in that is very deep, twisted.
Oh my God.
But personally, I would not agree with you less. That was the wrong way to say it, but
what?
I don't know. It's getting late. I would definitely say that Uncharted 4 is going to be amazing. It's fun. It's jokey. It's not serious, but it is at the same time.
What if we're all wrong and Uncharted 4 is like the most depressing, sad game? Sully gets killed in the first 5 seconds. Drake is depressed. He turns into a life of crime, and it's all about like just being this disgusting, seedy man through this dark, beautiful PlayStation 4 city.
You're being silly now.
Very, very upset. You would make me very upset, Mr. Robo.
Well, we hope we didn't make.
The thing I'm worried about is it's going to turn into like some sort of tech game where it just shows off the tech of the PS4.
But I think that's another thing though. Like when it came out on the Vita, I don't know if you played that one on the Vita, but that was like amazing looking on the Vita. And I think that's always what I've thought. It's always the game that shows off the console, shows off what it's like, and it's just the one to go to. Uncharted for PlayStation, coming out soon. Buy it now. I'm not sponsored.
To me, like if that's their flagship franchise for the generation,
you want Ratchet and Clank, don't you?
No. But
Ratchet and Clank Racing. Woo.
I think it's a really great franchise, and I'm sure I'll really enjoy the game. I love what they do, but like, I don't feel like it has the oomph that a console definer should have.
Or like Mario Kart.
No, but like Halo is like
Super Mario Bros.
I'm not the biggest Halo fan. Like I really enjoy those games, but I'm not like a huge Halo like crazy person. But that has so much, like it's like an institution. Like there's so much there. Like Halo is this massive thing, and I don't think Uncharted is that at all.
But like some games you play and you love one of them. Like I loved Saints Row 1. I remember playing it when I was really young. Which you shouldn't do, that's naughty. But I remember playing it when I was little, and it was amazing. Saints Row 2 came out, and it was still good, disappointing a little bit. Saints Row 3, I was like, what am I playing?
It got more extreme every game.
Yeah, and then, like, they have these superpowers, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? I loved it when I was a hardcore gangster on the streets of some made-up city. I don't want to be flying about and that kind of stuff, and I think that's what really annoys me about some games, whereas Uncharted has always stayed true to their kind of Tomb Raider guy version. Tomb Raider guy version.
I'm more hyped for the new Tomb Raider than Uncharted. I'll just say that.
Boo.
Xbox One.
I think that's all I have to say about that. You guys play Tomb Raider, like the reboot?
I played it. I loved it.
It's such a good game.
I only played the first hour.
Lara Croft is so cute in that one.
Hot stuff.
9 out of 10.
She is, yeah. You can spin her around as well, and it looks pretty good when she's spinning around.
Like I personally hope that the game that Guerrilla Games is making ends up being
their main one,
the boss.
Just like the.
What about the Order?
God, I think the Order is going to get worse scores than Destiny.
We need to wait closer to the time for that one.
I reckon it get worse scores, but it will deserve
be just as good.
I mean, if you want, that is their technical showpiece. I think they've gotten it out of the way with
the Order.
Yeah, not Uncharted. I mean, Uncharted will look amazing, but I hope that they get out their like tech, nerdiness or whatever with the Order and like, oh, we can do great things. I mean, Bloodborne's an exclusive. That's a pretty good one. It's not gonna be like
It's not a pretty game, though, is it?
It looks good. It doesn't look.
Sunset Overdrive for the win.
Yeah, exactly.
Thought I'd drop that in.
There's a lot of sweet stuff coming up. Before we wrap up here, give me the game that currently you're most looking forward to in the next, 3 to 6 weeks.
Sherlock. Sherlock?
What?
Sherlock. Sherlock.
What?
What's that? I've never even heard of this game.
It's coming
It's
out.
Scott's
it's coming
number
out
one.
tonight.
The Sherlock Holmes game, like the detective? No, God, no.
I've got
Is
it,
it
but I haven't
really?
played it yet.
Oh my
What
God.
are you really most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to playing more Shadow of Mordor.
Okay, Oliver.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Probably The Evil Within, because it's
That's
the most
soon.
interesting thing.
When's
Yeah.
that come out?
Soon. I don't know. I don't know if my copy is in the post.
My answer is Advanced
you-
Warfare
you
because I
get
just
one.
want to see if it is as good as you guys.
Yeah, but that's a while away.
it's only 5 weeks.
Is it?
Yeah.
What did you say? Sorry, I missed it.
Advanced Warfare.
Okay, I would say Advanced Warfare 2.
All right, sweet. I just
I'm second.
can we get?
okay.
Is there like a happy
Creed.
version of Evil Within?
Yeah.
Can I play that? Because I want to play the game, but I watched a new trailer today. It's called like The Bullet or something. That game is
It's
demented. Like it's
Brutal, right?
it is not like
It looks scary.
that poor man. What's going on in his mind? Like I feel so sorry for him. His mother must cry every day that he thinks these disgusting thoughts.
Yeah, like voice acting it must have been really hard. Like I think that's a really impressive thing about them is like the voice acting, and obviously they'll have to done like proper character capture for it.
Just gross.
Yeah.
I will say that game does not look good graphically at all.
Oh no,
It's not meant to.
It looks horrible.
What if when it's
It looks quite good.
So when a game looks terrible, everyone's like, "Oh, well, it's not supposed to."
I mean, what do you mean it's
Well,
not supposed to look
as
good?
in, it's meant to look. It's meant to look dirty. It's like it's letterboxed. I think the
No,
whole
the
game
graphics.
is letterboxed.
No, the
you can
graphics
have
are
dirty,
horrible.
look-
It's. I mean,
Look at last
you go.
game,
Have
though.
you? I don't know. I quite like it. It's not amazing, but it's. With that one, I didn't. Like, you know, some games as soon as you play them, you go, "Oh, these graphics are the dog's
Right.
nutsacks." And sometimes you go and you and you literally you don't even think about the graphics, and that's what happened to me when I played Evil Within.
I won't be. I'll be thinking about
very rarely.
crying
Well, I
because
will be
it's
now.
so freaking. I just wish there was no. Like the game concept looks cool, but why does there have to be so much gore? Just
Because it's awesome.
ugh.
It's literally a gore porn. Literally, like every Saw game, it's just a gore porn.
You think that game sells at all?
It will sell.
You think
Yeah.
so?
Yeah.
No,
Did you see the advertising they did at EGX for it?
I mean,
The whole of the outside of the building
I was
had the
amazing.
Evil Within.
but are people gonna actually put $60 and buy it?
I don't think it's $60. I think it's going to be like £30. So
It's a budget game? No.
I think it's a little bit cheaper than we expect.
Let's check.
Maybe in your region.
Double check.
Maybe
I
in
think
your
I thought it
parts
was.
of
Is it,
green,
on,
though.
so is it on next gen or is it just? Like,
It's both.
It's-
So
No, it's definitely $60 over here.
is it?
It sure is. So what's it competing against? Like I guess Alien Isolation.
I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that, actually.
Alien's going to be good.
I think
Aliens is £28 over here. What was that about?
I predict that
What,
both
Alien
those games
Isolation?
flop.
Yeah.
That's my prediction of the day.
I think Alien's going to be the most
Cry.
floppy of the floppers.
This
I think Dragon Age is going to flop. That's
this
what I'm
cover,
thinking.
the dude has like barbed wire digging into like just this is not even like fit for like store shelves.
Oh, here goes GhostRobo on his Nintendo.
Are you sure? Evil Within is on both consoles.
Yeah, it's on
all
everything.
Consoles?
PC,
Yeah, should be.
PS4, Xbox
just-
One.
I just checked. And it says PS4.
Okay, let me state here that
No, it is 360 as well.
hold up,
It's
Oliver,
£36.
Oliver, before we leave the little dig at Nintendo there, let me just state
Yeah.
that I don't like Nintendo because it's childish. I like Nintendo because I think the games are fun and they're able to create games that are appealing without guns or blood. And it's not because I don't like guns or blood. It's not because I'm afraid of them. It's because that's interesting to me in an era when every game involves shooting. Like if you look at all the games coming out, how many of them involve shooting? Pretty much 95%. So the fact that they can make some games that don't have that and are still successful at being fun is impressive to me.
So hold on, what game are you talking about?
I mean, just anything. Like if we're gonna look at Super Mario Galaxy or we're talking about Mario Kart 8, the fact that they don't have to
You shoot in all of those to a degree.
what?
You shoot in those, don't you? You throw a shell, throw a banana.
What I'm
They just change a bullet that can wound to a banana that can
I guess I'm just
spin you
saying, like,
around.
they're able to create
Yeah, I
an excellent
understand.
game without having the mature thing going on. And
Yeah,
and
I
I
love that too.
I love Dead Space. That's a pretty gory game. I love advanced. I'm sure I'll love Advanced Warfare. I'm really excited for Assassin's Creed. So it's not that I don't like these like more hardcore games. I just think that. Like, look, let's be honest. Like, I was the kid who did not play mature games when I was younger. So if I had a kid, he would not be playing The Evil Within at 12 years old. So like, if you're a kid growing up in gaming, you're really excited. Right now, all the big games, all the Game of the Year winners are pretty much mature rated across the board. And so like, where can we find really good games that appeal not to younger kids because they're younger, but has content that, you know, craft a worthwhile experience without needing to use, you know, the gore and the guns.
This message from GhostRobo was sponsored by Nintendo.
It's not sponsored by Nintendo. Speaking of Nintendo, Smash Brothers releases this week. You guys picking that up?
I played it. I played it on the Wii U. It was great fun.
It is fun. Are either you guys getting it for a 3DS?
No.
Boo.
I don't like the pictures.
Well, I don't have the 3DS, so.
Are you guys getting the new 3DS?
No.
I'm importing a new 3DS from Japan, and I just realized that I was like...
region locked, isn't it?
Yeah, Jake was like, why are you getting this? I'm like, it looks so awesome. There's faceplates that switch. It has 2 sticks. And then he's like, but what are you going to play? And I was like, oh... But I'll get Smash Bros. And I don't know, mess around with it. I just think it's dumb that we're not going to get it for like 6 months over here.
Yeah, it's going to be a while. But I don't know, it's just got an annoying little weird thumbstick that really should just be another circle pad.
Yeah, it should do a full one.
Just put that
apparently
circle
works
pad
quite
Pro
well
in.
actually, apparently, but which surprised most people.
Yeah.
Say something nice about Nintendo before we go. Do you have anything nice to say about them?
They're Japanese and they are funny.
See,
they use bright colors.
I get pegged as like this guy who only likes childish games and hates the real cool games. But the fact that
it's true.
The fact of the matter is, if you look at
you can imagine a show with, hey, this is the GhostRobo show.
If you guys look at my Game of the Year list, the last 2 years that is on YouTube, it is 90 to 100% like the cool
hardcore
games.
Okay.
That's because you pick the cool games because you want to be cool.
Oh my god.
Fine.
Me and my people will play Mario Kart 8 DLC and have a blast. And you guys,
is this some kind of racial thing now?
My Nintendo
against
people,
us Brits? Nintendo people.
We will enjoy the glory that is these good games while you guys falter with the evil within and poison your brains.
I like Nintendo.
Do you?
Yeah, I love Nintendo. I haven't been slating them at all. I've just been saying.
You just like me.
I'm just going along for the ride.
Yeah. It's just hard when, like, because so few people are on that train, like, as soon as I hop aboard, everyone instantly is, like, throwing the bricks and being like, all you do is like Nintendo, all you like is kid games, it's because you suck at these games, like, go watch me play Destiny, I know what I'm doing. And
so doing
I saw you die so many
Ghost
times.
loves Robo.
Whatever.
You're literally the worst player on YouTube.
I go, never coming to England.
Nintendo. Let's do that.
but like, it's one of those things that, like, because nobody is, well, very few are on board with it, as soon as you're like, hey, that's good, people are like, boo, and like want to put you in this box and say like, oh, whatever. And I definitely do think, and I don't know if you guys agree, but like, there is this aspect that people like to hate Nintendo because it's not like old and mature, and even as adults, I think subconsciously many people still want to like the cool thing or be like all like mature and awesome and whatever. And there is this vibe that Nintendo is not cool because it's not hardcore, and then people kind of just skip over them because of that.
I think Nintendo's actually seen as the cool thing to like within like the gaming industry anyway.
Really?
I think so anyway. I feel like if I say anything bad, I get literally attacked.
Well, because they have a hardcore fan base, but it's definitely way cooler to be a GTA 5 fan than it is to be a Mario Kart fan.
I love Mario Kart.
I think I disagree.
I disagree. I think you're being very rude to your own.
I think
no, but like
right
GTA
now.
is like a common, isn't it? It's like
yeah.
It's not cool to be GTA.
Last episode we talked about Halo and we talked about some Nintendo stuff. And
it's your fault. You always bring these up again.
Go read.
Me in trouble with the comments.
Go read what some people said about, because I mentioned Nintendo even briefly. They're like, all you like is baby games. You don't want to play the good ones. And yet, like, that's like the vibe. Like, look how many jokes are made about Nintendo. Why are there no jokes made about Microsoft? Why are there no jokes made about Sony? It's all like,
can make good games.
It's like I almost think like it's just become. Like, Nintendo's almost thriving in the fact that people think they're dumb. Like,
what T-shirt are you wearing in this photo, Zach?
In what photo?
In the photo, is it a Mario Kart? Or is it like a Mario T-shirt?
Skyped?
Because
Jesus, no.
It literally looks like some kind of Nintendo.
I wish it was. It's a society shirt. It has my Illuminati eye that everyone likes to be like.
Everyone loves that.
They're in the Illuminati. But
What shirt are you wearing? Is it Lacoste?
Yeah.
Yeah, money.
No, it's crocodile. He's cute. That's why I bought it.
Yeah,
Scott, what shirt are you wearing in your photo? This makes great radio since no one can see these images at all.
We can literally describe it. So, you are looking at Scott Game Riot Army, looking Game Riot Army. Is that you don't have Army?
Army's my full title.
Yeah. So he is looking at kind of what are we saying? That's like a 90-degree angle from the camera.
Yeah,
probably
it's like a side profile shot.
Yeah, like a side profile, easterly side profile. He looks like he's smiling, or he's like enjoying a part of the game,
or like he was really focused, and his girlfriend's like, "Let's take a picture." And he's like kind of a half smile, like I don't want this pose photo.
I was editing and I was enjoying it. So.
Right, okay.
enjoying editing.
I've made myself laugh.
Okay, he's got the white glare on his face from the screen, and he's rocking some beastly silver and white headphones.
They look pretty awesome.
They have a really weird wire going
across your head.
They're going like, usually the wires are incorporated into the little band. This is
I can't see this, but I can't see how do I look at this picture?
I don't know, but while he does that, I'll explain GhostRobo's photo.
Okay.
So GhostRobo is looking at us. I don't know if it's angrily or sexily at the camera. He's lifting up his Ray-Bans, kind of with his left hand. With his right, are you holding the camera?
Yeah.
He's holding the camera with the right. He's sat in his car, so he's clearly not driving. He's thought about this photo. He's got his hat.
He's driving on him.
Yeah. He's got his hat. I hope he's not driving. He's got his hat backwards, which is blue with a really nice green under cap peak bit. I don't know what to say.
His hair flicking up.
Yeah, hair's flicking up. Looking at us with his Illuminati t-shirt on and basically saying, "I love Nintendo."
I just think like the fact that they have like these happy colored boxes, people are like, oh my god, it's so youthful and young and I'm a cool old person. Like it doesn't matter if you're 18, 24, 30, like, oh, that's not cool. It's like,
I love it.
Why is that not cool?
I love how you just left the conversation went straight back to Nintendo again. Embrace the youthfulness of your own heart and self. At one point you were a child. Your manliness is not sacrificed because you like Nintendo. You don't have to be a cool whatever person and just play gory games. Like, enjoy things that are fun, even if they're brightly colored.
Don't listen to Zach, kids.
No, listen to everything I say.
Play GTA. Play GTA.
God. Yeah, play the game where within the first 10 minutes they blow up a cell phone in someone's hand, blow off his head, and they laugh about it. Beautiful, beautiful game. Like that should. Let's just have that represent video games.
Wait, what game's that?
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, is it? No, I don't remember.
The beginning bit, the first thing you see, Michael goes and meets whoever he's going to meet, and they do this little. It's like a janitor mission. Yeah. You have to go in, and then they blow the cell phone up in the guy's hand, which is basically like domestic terrorism, which is something that everyone's very scared of right now. But it's super cool in Grand Theft Auto because it's funny or whatever. I don't know. And that is what, like...
It's been a Call of Duty where you go into an airport and shoot everyone.
Yeah, or like, when they blow up that van and the kids there. And like they can't show it because they're not allowed to show children dying in video games.
But what I think makes Grand Theft Auto worse is the fact that it's like so
socially acceptable.
Well, and it's like civilians. Like it's not, oh, we're this military. It's like you're Michael, this dude, and just running and you just blow this lady's head off the shotgun as she crosses the road. And like,
hell yeah.
I don't know, guys. You could be playing Mario and crossing that finish line.
Throwing bananas at his face and setting him.
Bananas are dangerous as well.
I'm super excited for that DLC, nonetheless.
I think Mario Kart shows bad driving.
Jeez, guys.
Too much. People want to try and go upside down. And
like, Barbie has like a car. I think they're advertising cars to little kids.
Okay.
Which is really bad.
This is the end of the show, boys and girls, men and women.
Good, off topic.
What do we got next week? Anything to look forward to?
Destiny.
Surely.
I mean, I have no idea.
More Shadow of Mordor. I should have 2 new games to talk about next week. Smash Bros. Releases. And then I have Skylanders is coming out, which Skylanders, but they've been improving each iteration. The game gets better each time, so we'll see.
Disney Infinity was anyway.
And then I'm hoping that I'm going to get some time with Alien Isolation, but we'll see.
It's good.
Is it out? Is it out next Tuesday?
It's out like in 2 Tuesdays from maybe
it's pretty soon.
1. Yeah, it's about a week. So we got some good stuff. We will talk about that next time. Guys, thank you for blessing me with your presence for the last 90 minutes. I appreciate it super much.
No problem, man. It's been a pleasure.
Go follow these beautiful Brits on Twitter. Twitter.com/themasterov. Twitter.com/GameRiotArmy. And
I was wrong, but that's fine.
It is? What's the correct one?
Mine's master_of.
Why do I
actually
think...
I tweeted out to you. Did you see my tweet?
No. Okay,
Oh.
go follow Masterov at whatever he said. Go follow Game Riot, whatever. Most importantly, follow me at twitter.com/GhostRobo. Nice and simple. No underscores. No, it's always
Somebody
GhostRobo.
took master off.
Did they?
What's this world coming to?
Oh, I see it. Okay. master_of.
Yeah.
Where
what did I tweet?
He'll tweet things about me loving Nintendo and
Yeah. Hashtag Ghost loves Nintendo.
Goodness gracious, guys and girls, thank you for joining and sticking with us. We hope you had fun. If you enjoyed this video, definitely let us know in the comments below. Hit that like button. We may in the future pursue some sort of iTunes, SoundCloud opportunity with this, but for now, thanks for being here. Until next time, drink so much, y'all. Fantastic day. We will see you all later.
Woo.
Who's clapping?
That was the crowd.
Jesus Christ.
That's what they're all clapping. Beautiful show.